Before I get to today's episode, I want to let you know about episode 300 of Bit Depth, which will be live on March 19th at 7 p.m., 2 days from the release of this episode. You can watch me squirm amid the barrage of impossible questions that I subject my guests to. Then, you can ask me even more questions, right to my face. Challenge my contradictory beliefs. Ask for my stance on controversial topics. Find out what my favorite video games are. More details in the description. I'll see you there. Theme music. We don't live in the real world anymore. And especially like post-COVID, right? Yeah. Like the thing that social media has done to us, and I mean like Bo Burnham's Inside kind of like explains that really well, is that like the internet is more real than real life. Yeah. And so now we can only interpret real life through the internet. Yeah. And so, yeah, what we were just talking about it before hitting record, like people are basically addressing real world shit with fiction.
It's just I don't know, man. Like I know like I'm not, the most, like I have bad takes too, but like even my worst takes never get that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like what is wrong with people? Like truly, like even I saw a big thing I saw like pertaining to this topic, like is I screenshotted it and I was gonna like post it like on Facebook and have this whole big take, but as I fucking was typing it, I was just like delete, because I'm like what, like I live in America. I know nothing about that side of the world really, and it's like, why am I going to sit up here? And even though I might have a take that, a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, like we're on your side, we get, it's like, no, like I'm not going to be like you fucking monsters who've never left the suburbs. Like, and now all of a sudden you have like the most intellectual take about, fucking the Russia-Ukraine situation. It's like, but I saw the screenshot. It was a screenshot of a Russian Twitch streamer on Twitter, and she was like, PayPal stopped doing business with Russia, and now Twitch is not paying Russian streamers. So thank you for ruining my only source of income, and I bet that will solve all the world's problems. And literally I read that and I just got so mad. Like I'm like on like my phone, like on Twitter, just like yelling like by myself. Nobody's around me. Yeah. I'm just like, you fucking idiot. Do you hear how stupid you sound? I'm like, literally people are dying at the hands of your government and you're mad that you're not fucking, making like $2,000 a month playing Fortnite to pay for your probably studio apartment like in Russia. Like, it's like, it just made me so mad. Like, and it was just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's something that I have, like, I guess, accepted through this whole thing of it's sinking in even more from COVID to election to January 6th and all the way to the Russia-Ukraine thing, to where it doesn't matter what I have to say. Nothing I do or say or contribute to will change anything. I am completely powerless to all of it. And so there's no point in me giving a hot take or even a mild take or any sort of take. You won't hear my opinion about the Russia-Ukraine thing because it just doesn't matter. You don't need that from me. You don't need that from anyone in your life because you don't live there. I don't live there. And what the fuck? It doesn't matter.
That's exactly, I like that you say that too, because I do the exact same thing. And like, I always word it like this. I always say like, I am not qualified to speak on this. And that's just what it is. Like, so why, I might, I see what's happening and it's like I have a brain and I like, formulate an opinion, but it's like, why would I go online and try to like talk about this like I'm some fucking like expert? Like I'm not even remotely qualified for it. Like it's.
But that's because we don't exist unless we're on the internet.
Yeah.
So this is something else that I realized through the pandemic is that as a musician, if I'm not putting my music out there, I don't make music.
Yeah.
I could be sitting here every day cranking something out every day, but if no one is hearing it, I effectively don't make music.
You're preaching to the choir, like especially like with me, like it's like people like I haven't seen in a while and stuff. They're always like, "Oh, fucking yeah!" Like I be seeing you like you posting all these like show flyers for comedy stuff, but like, did you just completely quit music? And it's like, yeah, I get that's the perception because I'm not out there every day just fucking, you know, oh, I got a song coming stuff. It's like literally I'm making music all the time, writing songs, producing. Like the closest thing, like it may seem real to people is like if you go on my IG story and I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm making a beat right now. Right. You see the DAW? You see, you know, so you see the things happening? Like, but it's like, you know, not like putting out that presence, you know, like to... It gets perceived to other people like, oh, like that person just doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah. And that's because we don't see each other face to face anymore. We don't know what that's like anymore. We're just now getting used to doing shows. And I feel comfortable now, probably like a year after people really started doing the thing, you know? But even after the boosters were starting to get widely accepted, I was still just like, I don't know what shows just yet. Yeah. I don't know. And now I'm kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's like people literally went to the Super Bowl. Like, I can fucking do a 15 at Bad Granny's, you know?
Yeah. And so the real world is still opening up for us. So we don't really know what the real world looks like.
Also, we live in Oklahoma, which is like, I mean, comparatively to the rest of the world, like it was pretty, even at the height of the pandemic, it was pretty liberal out here, like as far as like the laws and stuff. Because then you get all the animals who are just like, oh, like you're at like a fucking Outback Steakhouse and they're like, well, we actually won't seat you if you're vaccinated or wearing a mask. Like,
yeah, that'll be something else. Yeah, and it's a weird thing too about masks now. I kind of gave up just because CDC is like, well, if you're not wearing a whatever the
N19, the nigga 19 mask, like
then it doesn't matter. Cloth masks don't work. It's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get one of those every time I go outside. Yeah, I can't. So
see, now the only time I wear a mask is at work, and that's only just because I mean that's just, you know, the rule. Yeah. And what's even stupider about it is that it's the rule at work, but I'm like me and like this one girl that I'm training are like the only people that actually wear the mask. So it's like it's a rule. I just do it because it's like muscle memory. You know, it's like I don't even think about it. I walk into work, I literally just go to the office, put on a mask. Like, and it's like it's become more muscle memory rather than like me actually like being like, oh, like I'm trying to be safe and sure. But then everywhere else, dude, no, I'm outside raw dogging life. Like
yeah. And I don't know. Part of me feels bad about that a little bit at this point, but I would feel worse about it had it been the first wave, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If the CDC was right out the gate being like, this is how deadly this first round of COVID is, and cloth masks don't work, I don't know if I like would have still done masks or, oh man, these masks are impossible to obtain, but everyone's got to wear them. Like, well, I guess we're all just going inside.
I feel like we're doing like a pandemic like recap show. Yeah. Because now that you're saying all this, it's just thinking of all the crazy shit I saw from the beginning to the middle to now. It feels like we're like on the tail end. Yeah. And one of my favorite things is just all of a sudden again like the overqualified people, you know, or just like you go to you would go to a restaurant, like this would probably be like in the middle, right, of the pandemic. You'd go to like a restaurant, and you would see some dude who's obviously like works at an AutoZone or something like that, sitting there arguing with like a hostess, like because he doesn't want to wear a mask, or he's like he doesn't understand the distancing and seating. And he'll just say, well, the cloth masks don't even work. It's scientific evidence. And I'll say, it's like scientific evidence, motherfucker. You dropped out of high school. What? Yeah. Scientific evidence? Where's this coming from?
You're not the one that's going to bring the system down with your dissent, my guy.
That was always one of my favorite things to see, because I would see it everywhere, like restaurants, grocery stores, 7-Eleven. Like it would always just be somebody there, like some demographic of person sitting there just arguing, where it's just like, dog, who cares if you like think it's real or not? Do you not have things to do in your day? Do you not want to move on with your day? Like, yeah. You know, because I kind of felt that way too. Like, I was like, man, nigga, like, this shit is like some bullshit. But you know what? I'm just going to put on the mask because it's not that big of a deal. No. Like, I'm just going to put on the mask. I'm going to go in. I'm going to fucking grab my bottle of water, Red Bull, pack of cigarettes, and I'm going to fucking get out. I'm going to take the mask off, get back in the car, move on with my day. Okay. I'm not going to spend an extra 20 minutes trying to argue facts, opinions, fucking all this bullshit with like a fucking clerk at 7-Eleven.
Right. I'm sorry, guy. I don't have to tell you the science. I just work here.
Yeah.
I just work here. It's my job now for some reason to enforce this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. I just work here.
I just don't get how people don't get that. Like how, like, it's like, bro, like you're dealing with an employee, dude. Like, just like, stop it. Like, if you really feel this way, I want you to drive to fucking CEO headquarters and go into the building and then like fucking go to the top elevator, kicking in a conference meeting and cough on everybody and tell them how bad, like, you know, wrong they are because you know the science. Leave that poor motherfucker who, again, lives probably in a studio apartment, who just wants to do his job alone. Like, stop.
I'm just trying to get paid. I'm trying to not die, just like you.
They probably feel the same way as you logistically, but they're just doing their job. Like,
yeah. And that actually kind of goes back to that previous thought I had, which is you don't need my take on Ukraine. You don't need my take on all of these sorts of things because I'm just a guy. I'm just trying to figure everything out just like anyone else. And yeah, so whoever it is that works in whatever place isn't the person you talk to be angry about your COVID mask shit. It's just, they just work there.
I love that you're wearing like a Venom shirt right now as we're recording, and you just said something that like that made me think of something hilarious. Like, fucking, I want to hear the symbiotes take on Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah, that's something else. We live in such a media space that I was just watching a snippet of Adam Neely live on Instagram. Adam Neely is a jazz bassist that does YouTube shit and does really advanced music theoretical bullshit on the internet. And it's a Q&A live on Instagram. And people are just asking his opinion on literally everything.
That's awesome. That's so funny, dude.
And it's like,
he's just like sitting there. He's like, yeah, like, he's like talking about chords and like the history of like jazz and stuff. And people are like, oh, yeah, like, what do you think about 9/11?
Yeah. And it's like, well, this is tangentially music related. What do you think about Kanye's beef with Pete Davidson? It's like,
do you think Pete Davidson knows how to play the drums?
And it's like, yeah, this is a person on the internet that I guess you respect their opinion to some extent, but do you really need Adam Neely's opinion on the Russia-Ukraine situation?
Bidet or no bidet? Like, you just see all these, like on the live, you know how like the comments always come up really fast? Like, it's just
yeah. All of this is completely contrary to what is going to happen next week. I'm doing a live podcast of this for episode 300. This is episode 299.
Hell yeah, dude.
And so, yes, in person, you can come to me and ask for my wild opinion on all of this nonsense because, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just calling out my own hypocrisy right now so that whenever it happens next week and I'm doing it in person, is like, what is your opinion about fucking Putin? I'm like, I don't know.
See, but in person is a space to do it. And that's what, honestly, that's something I'm getting better at. Like, I literally was telling people yesterday, like ironically on the internet, like, that I was like, dude, like I'm learning to just use all these platforms for jokes and shameless self-promotion. Yeah. Like I'm going to stop talking about anything, you know, any takes that have nothing to do with that, even like some personal shit that I may feel like I need to get off my chest. No, in person is the venue to do that. And I even made a joke, to what, like one of my friends, like, or not to one of my, I just made it in general, but it was on the internet so anybody could read it. Right. Where I was like, you know what? Like, if you want to hear my opinion on the Jews, buy me a drink. And sure. One of my fucking Jewish comedian friends, like I'm sitting there on the phone and I see like notification where it just says, she mentioned you in a comment. And I like my heart like skipped a beat because I'm like, oh my God, like she's going to be like, oh, what do you got to say about the Jews, John? And I'm like, but no, she laughed at it. And she was like, see, that's a funny joke. And I told her straight up online, I go, dude, my heart skipped a beat. I thought you were going to come here and be like, you anti-Semitic son of a bitch. And I'm like, no, but you get it. Cause you like know me in real life and you know, like, you know, but it was just like a funny little joke. It's like, oh, you want to hear my hot takes? Buy me a fucking drink. Like,
but yeah, that's also what real life is for.
You want to hear you want to hear geopolitics? Like, it's like, dude, I don't even really know what that means. I just love it.
Yeah. I mean, my brother and I have phone calls most mornings and we just talk about fixing the world as if we could, you know? And we figured it out, man. We've all the systems and all the everything, like we got it, but you know, we're still here. It's not like we're going to do anything about it. Then we get down to like getting elected as a politician and then just, we can just interpersonally do the hypothetical all the way down to everything. But then when it comes down to it, once you're interfacing with the internet, do we really have to?
You know how they used to say like TV rots your brain? Like I love watching TV. It's one of my favorite things to do. I choose to watch TV, like, and bad TV. Well, not necessarily bad TV, but like, it's like, I'm not like a doc guy or I'm going to watch something educational. No, it's like, I want garbage. I want fantasy. I feel like the internet rots your brain like 100 times more than, you know, TV actually does. Yeah. You know, and TV is Harvard compared to what your brain could be.
There's
on the
at least
internet.
some form of gatekeeping to TV. Someone had to stop some other creator from being on TV by allowing this thing to be on TV.
Sorry, Sinbad, you can't say the N-word on BET.
Is that a thing that happens?
No, I'm just...
Can people say the N-word on BET?
It's just like you just watch like all those like BET award show performances and it's just like, yeah, and we doing this.
Oh man, that sucks.
I'm like, I know he's saying nigga right there. I love it. I love it.
On BET though?
Yeah. That should be, I want to hear hard R on BET, dude. Come on. I don't pay $160 a month for this.
Yeah,
or whatever cable is. I don't even know. Cause it's like, we grew up, by the time I like had my own place and was paying for a bunch of shit, niggas like Netflix, streaming services, shit like that. It's like, nigga, what does cable cost? Who knows? I just remember my parents saying it was like expensive and like crazy.
But still did it anyways, I guess. Yeah. Even though they still said that TV rots your brains.
$175 a month, but I have 900 channels.
Yeah, and you only watch like 2 of them. Yeah. And you're still sitting through 90% commercials. Yeah. That's something that I still don't understand. People who actually have TV that.
Well, I understand it if you're into sports, because I think like sports at this point would be the only reason why I could see, like, yeah, if I want to watch a game live on like ABC or something, like, yeah, okay, cable is necessary. But if you're not into sports and you're just having like cable just purely for content, like, you're an idiot.
Sure, yeah. That's something I would ask you about, actually, since you said you seek out garbage TV. It's a different decision to make if you have TV, live broadcast TV, and you're just flipping through channels and you find something that's garbage and you're like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, it's on. Yeah. But to actively seek out the garbage, that's a different kind of decision.
And also, when I say garbage, it's actually I love, because it's like we're kind of similar as, like, you know, you like nerdy shit.
Yeah.
So I only say it's garbage just because, like, all my friends are not into that shit and they make fun of me for it. Like, I'll be like, dude, I can't wait to fucking watch The Flash, or, like, you know, Star Trek or something. Like, dude, are you serious? Like, you're saying you're not going to come out with us because you have to catch up on Picard? Like, who are you? Like, it's fire TV. But
yeah, that's
people
that's good
criticize
shit.
me and call it garbage, so I just regurgitated whatever, you know.
But I mean, there are people who actively pull up Hulu and go to Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, yeah.
And
literally all of them have vaginas, including the men.
You got to keep one in your back pocket just in case.
Yeah. Never know when you're going to need a pussy. Oh, wait a minute. That just reminded me about something. Because we were talking about how, like, you know, like, we don't live in the real world anymore. Yeah, yeah. So have you seen the auto blow?
No. I'm guessing it's just a machine that.
This is where we are at. Wait, what's today's date? March 7th, 2022. So about, like, I would say March 1st, I discovered this product called the Auto Blow. And it's literally a box. It's a automated fleshlight, but here's where it gets crazy. It gives you supposedly supposed to give you the perfect blowjob because it's ran by an AI. Like, it's like an AI in this little box that basically you just stick your cock in, and the AI is like, oh, based on your penis size and all these algorithms, I will make you come. Like, and it's so awesome. Like, I've never been a sex toy guy at all, but I kind of want to get one just because I'm curious. I'm like, okay, now we're going to get a little bit raunchy.
No, yeah. Well, I mean,
raunchy, a little bit personal. I enjoy blowjobs, but it's like they're not my favorite thing to do sexually, just because I haven't got to completion with a blowjob in a long time. And trust me, I get a lot of blowjobs. Even I'm getting a blowjob right now as we speak. No, I'm just kidding.
So you already bought the product.
Yeah. But it's like, so I'm curious about it because I'm like, dude, what if this thing actually makes me come? Like, that would be hilarious. I could see myself in the bedroom and, like, some woman is like about to suck my dick, and I go, wait. If you're gonna do this, hold on, let me. And I just pull out the auto blow, like, in the, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Unless you're this good.
Yeah. Just play with your nipples. I want to look you in the eye while.
I don't know if there would be a more advanced one that connects to, like, your IP address or something. And just goes through all of your internet history.
There's a cloud? Oh my God.
And is like, well, this guy likes this kind of stuff. Yeah. And so we're going to make this robot AI blowjob machine do this porn star's mouth.
They're like, you are a married man. You are married to a woman, but internet history suggests only gay porn. Suck your dick like a man.
Yeah. And I mean, sorry, we got competition. Any dick suckers or people who want their dick sucked, like, you got to get as good as, if not better than, this AI dick sucker.
I love that we were worried about, like, a Terminator level thing happening, like, you know, but I think the real AI threat is like fucking, like, the auto blow. I think AutoBlow is a real AI threat. I actually use this service. I don't know if you've heard of it, called eMaster, where it's like AI like master your tracks for you. Like it's like you still have to know how to mix like to get a quality product, but then you just run it through this thing and it works really well. Like I got a subscription like 2 weeks ago. I am so happy with it. But it's like that's the real like AI threat. It's like shit. Like we're like companies are using AI to like do all these things. Like pretty soon there's gonna be like a fucking AI like DoorDash or some shit where it's just like some just like battle bot shows up with your order.
It's a minute since I brought up Andrew Yang, but
oh god, wow, that's a name. I forgot he was a real person. Like holy shit, I haven't heard that name in a while. Yes, was he your guy? Were you fucking with him?
Yeah.
I liked him honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of shit that we think that it's gonna be Terminator and the robots are gonna get mad, but it's like they're already here. Yeah. There's already a Amazon robot that's moving around shit in the warehouse. There's already fully automated McDonald's burger flippers. There's already all this shit is already here.
Auto driving cars. Yeah. You know.
And we're too glued to our phones to see that it like, oh shit, I just lost my job to a machine. Yeah. And the hard part is that it's still like pretty shitty at it, but we as consumers have such low standards that it doesn't matter if the robot burger is as good as the human burger, because you don't go to McDonald's for a good burger.
I want the gourmet McDouble. No, like,
although apparently in other countries, like McDonald's in Japan is the shit. Apparently they have really good options and it's really good stuff. So I mean,
there's like a sushi bar, like
yeah, but we get the lowest end of the stick because it's like, Americans don't have standards. They don't know what they want. All of their taste is generated by an algorithm anyways. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you just need some salt and that's about it. Here you go.
Yeah, some salt. Put some fucking synthetic nipples on the burger. They'll love it.
And to a weird extent, I mean, Idiocracy has been pretty prophetic in a lot of regards, but at the same time, it's kind of darker. The future that we're heading towards, at least right now, is darker than Idiocracy. Yeah.
Oh, wow. You know what? Dude, I never thought about that, but you're so right. Like,
because Idiocracy was more of just stupid, but now people are actively pursuing bad opinions.
Yeah. It's a badge of honor.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's not just too stupid to realize that this is going to cause, X problem down the line. It's more, no, we're going for this because blah, blah, blah. There's whatever extreme side of anything, it exists. And there's a niche and they're really adamant about it. And for you to be in on this camp, you got to believe all these things. And yeah.
It's so because I've like never, like, it's like, I know that I'm like a smart person, but like smart is like relative, So like, but I used to like, for the longest time, I used to always like just feel like I knew I was the dumbest just because I feel like I'm just too much into like art and stuff. Like I read, but even the books that I read is like, I'm not reading anything, that is like, I think that's actually making me smarter. But then when I hear people who have like master's degrees and all this crazy shit, good jobs, and I just hear like some of their serious takes on the world, I'm like, these are people who like probably they move society more than I do, like, in a lot of ways, but they're a box of fucking rocks, dude. Like, and it's like, you guys are making me feel like a genius only because the bar is so fucking low, like that. It's like, who are these people? Like, this is a congressman. You know what I'm saying?
Ted Cruz has a podcast.
Oh my God, dude. All right, can we do ad reads? This episode of Bit Dev is brought to you by AutoBlow. AutoBlow.
Not to be confused with Audible, who's our other sponsor.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What if like the Auto Blow then came with an Audible feature where you could like listen to
audiobooks as you're getting a robot blowjob.
See, dude, look, we changed the world right there. Job. But then it also doubles as a bidet. And it prints out like Kleenex. So if you like ever need, to wipe your nose, like it just starts doing just everything.
Bidets are a great idea, actually.
Do you have one?
No, I wish. But I mean, water's too cold, man.
No, there's ones that have the heat. Like, dude, I've had one. Like, I shouldn't say this on here. It's gonna make me sound.
We've been talking about,
I'm
dick sucking robots, so it's not like.
Like my friend had one that you could actually like, you could change the temperature of the water, and I remember I was spending a little too much extra time on the toilet. Just the warm water in the butthole was feeling really nice.
Yeah, man. I mean, the male G spot, is in the back.
I'm heterosexual, I think. Okay, I'm gay for bidets. All right,
it's fine. But I mean, how much do you spend on toilet paper? How much is our waste system devoted to cleaning up toilet paper clogs in the sewage lines? Or I don't know. It's just a good idea. Yeah. But I mean, the Americans are too uptight, literally, to feel that something is going up their butt is okay.
Well, also, like, we've been conditioned, because I love hearing when like I've had friends and stuff who've like been to places like, India and like even like Asia, where they're like, dude, literally you shit in these bathrooms, it's just like a bucket, and like there's like no toilet paper and shit, and like they're freaked out by it, which I would be too. I'm not like judging them or anything, but like it's just like in America, since you were fucking a baby, you're fucking wiping, your butt toilet paper. Like it's like, so the concept of just like thinking about there are like billions of people on the other side of the world who just know like they shit in buckets and they don't really wipe and they walk around and.
No, what they do is they use their hand. Yeah. And you just wipe it off and like rinse it off and use water and then wash their hands. Yeah. Yeah. You can just do that. You don't have to use toilet paper at all. That's right now.
Such a strange concept, too. like to us as Americans.
Yeah. But we're so afraid of our own bodies that we can't, like, I just have to like touch my shit. It's like, yeah, it comes out of you. The same stuff that you put in, it's coming out now.
Yeah, you're afraid to touch your shit, but you also fucking lick your fingers before you fucking like try to, when people do that, like
to turn the page. Yeah. There's so many contradictions in our
afraid
culture.
Of our bodies, afraid of our own bodily fluids, but then girls are like, "Will you give me a facial?"
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a weird disconnect between the feminism extremeness of today and also how demeaning a blowjob is or a facial is. And I don't know if we're ready to face that
demeaning
yet.
Do you think that's the right word?
It depends, I guess, where it comes from. But I mean, but is it respectful to come on someone's face, male or female?
Honestly, again, I'm not qualified to answer that question. However, I'll tell you how I feel about stuff like that. Personally, like I feel like, because I'm kind of the same way as everybody else, where it's like, yeah, I think like bodily fluids are nasty, but it's like when it comes to sex, then all of a sudden all those boundaries are out the window. So like I think like for me, it's like, just the nastiness of sex is awesome and fun. Yeah. So it's like when you say like, oh, like a blowjob is demeaning or so, it's like, is it, or is it just because it's nasty? Like it's like I'm not like disrespecting the woman. Like she's just giving me pleasure, and I'm returning the favor. I eat pussy, you know what I'm saying, ladies. Like it's like I'm also not one of those dudes who are like, oh, I want my dick sucked all the time, but I'll never fucking eat your snatch. Yeah. But it's just like some of the nastiness of sex, like just even like fucking somebody like morning breath, like it's kind of hot. there's a little bit of hotness to it. It's like, yeah, the ideal thing would be like, all right, get up, let's like brush our teeth and then get busy. But sometimes it's kind of nice. You wake up with the morning wood, both of y'all's fucking breath is smelling like ass, and you're just fucking animals. Just do not care. Like spitting in each other's mouth and shit at fucking 7 a.m.
Yeah. And that's what I mean is the fact that when you spit on someone, it's like gross and but I mean, we're just like making out and sharing all the spit all the time. Yeah. But if you spit at that same person that you just made out with, you're like, whoa, fuck you.
Yeah. Spank me, choke me. Oh, but if I do it at an Applebee's, it's domestic violence. I personally just don't feel like any of this is complicated, because I say this to people all the time. Like, it's like, because I feel like, I don't know if you relate to this, but like, I know like a lot of guys that like, it's like they feel like they feel like you have to disrespect women. And what I mean by that is like, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to explain? Like, basically the scenario is like, okay, like, oh, like, I'm gonna fucking fuck the shit out of her and never talk to her again. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, block her number and all that. Like, I know like a lot of dudes that like feel like that's like normal and like healthy. And it's like, in my life personally, it's like, dude, like, there are a lot of women like, yeah, like we don't like, we're not like gonna like date each other and marry each other, but we respect each other as people. And then like, you know, we might like fuck every once in a while or something. But yeah, like the sex gets very nasty and demeaning. But like the respect as people is still there. Like, I don't understand. It's not that complicated. Like, you can be like a fucking like, you know, like how you said, like a feminist, and like it's okay to, you know, want to get nasty and freaky and still like want that respect like as a human being.
Sure.
Like, it's like, I don't understand why people act like it has to, like, oh, if I treat you like a dog in the bed, then I have to treat you like a dog like, I don't, I've never understood that. And I've seen that like for years. Like, I never understood that line. And cause I'm like, even the way I live my life, I'm like, dude, it's better this way. Like, it's better like to just be cool and like, you know, like just show some basic respect.
Yeah.
You know, but sure, like when a bitch is naked, donkey punch her. Like, consensually. Not every woman wants a donkey punch, but
maybe, and I'm just reaching out here, but like the consistency, I guess, of I try to be the same person in all facets of my life.
Same.
Does that make sense?
Same. Yes. I'm the exact same way.
And so I don't know if I can, you know, be in bed with someone. It's like, yeah, like call me a bitch and like slap me and stuff. And then be out in the real world and not feel the weight of that on me. It's like, are we going to pretend that just didn't happen? Like, I don't know about that. And so, yeah. And that's how I feel about it, at least. And you're more so just saying that like, yeah, it's whatever. Just know that this is the time and place for this, and there's a time and place for that.
Yeah.
But like, and yeah, I get that.
Well, you don't have to lie to her to get in her pants. Yeah. You know, like, it's like, I just know dudes who just be like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to tell her this or this or that. Like, just like, I'm like, no, like, I mean, me personally, I just tell a lady the truth. Like, it's like, dude, look, I don't want anything serious. I think you're beautiful. Like, if you want to, you know, take it there, we can.
Yeah.
If she's not with it, she's not with it. But like, I just feel like, you know, there's some men who are like so like greedy. Like, it's like, well, I know I could get it if I fucking like lied to her. And it's like, I just can't move like that, because it's like, to me, that just causes more problems in the long run. I think that's also what adds to this culture of like, there's like a, you know, it's like sometimes it feels like there's this crazy big divide between men and women, because so many dudes have been like that towards women. So now like women have like a perception of like all these men are animals, and vice versa too. Like even like with incel culture, like, oh, now I want to shoot up a school because like, you know, any woman I try to talk to never gave me the time of day. Like, and it's like, No, dude, just be honest and take your fucking losses, bro. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you. I know she's fucking hot as fuck and you want to fuck her so bad. And you know, if you like spin the truth and tell all these lies, you can trick her. But like, that's going to cause more fucking problems, dude. Just like, keep it real, dude. Like, like it's not complicated. Like,
people didn't understand that the game was investigative journalism.
Oh yeah, like, that's the one. Yeah, the pickup artist thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yes.
He didn't write a book so that people could be pickup artists. He wrote a book studying pickup artists.
Yeah, and then mad motherfuckers like, oh yeah, that's funny.
And he wasn't saying, "Oh, do this and get laid." He was like, "This is what people are doing these days to get laid."
That book is a perfect example of what I'm talking about with like all the deception and all that. And it's all just to fucking get a nut. Yeah. Like it's so stupid. Like I never like, cause one thing I take pride in personally, like, and it's like the stupid thing to take pride in even like, is like, dude, I'm friends with like all except for one of my exes. And I think it's dope because it's like, it's respect. Like, even though things didn't work out and stuff, it's not like, you know, oh, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, it just didn't work out. But because the respect was always there. Like, and it's not like running around doing all this fuck shit, like telling all, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Y'all liked each other once. It doesn't mean you have to stop now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, that's what one of my favorite Drake lines where he's like, stop pretending, girl, you know I seen you naked. Like,
sure. And yeah, I mean, why would you? Oh, because this one thing happened, we can never be
and also anything. I do think I'm a savant when it comes to, and I can't believe I'm saying this like on a public platform, but this is just true. Like, I feel like I'm a savant at like friends with benefits because, again, respect, right? Like, I could legitimately be friends with a girl and like she'll give me pussy sometimes because she knows it's not like a manipulative thing or blah, blah, but we're adults and we have urges. And, you know, one night we might be hanging out and then they'll be like, man, I haven't fucking got laid in 3 weeks. You want to come like scratch this itch for me? And like, yeah, I bet. Like, yeah. And it's like, it never gets messy. It like, it's just respect is everything, you know, with the, like, well, in people say in life, I guess that's true. I don't know. But I'm specifically talking about, you know, sexual relationships and things of that nature. Like, respect is everything, man.
Yeah. The honesty is really easy. Actually, if you try it every once in a while.
I feel like I'm too honest. Sometimes my honesty gets me in trouble, like it might on this podcast, divulging all this information.
We haven't named any names.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I feel like somebody will listen and be like, oh, I didn't know you felt like that, John, you fucking monster.
Well.
Oh, well.
That might change.
I don't care because you know what? It feels good. I have nothing to hide. I sleep so good at night because this is who I am. Yeah. In real life.
It's so much easier that way. And yeah, speaking of things that America is afraid to talk about, our own bodies and then sex is that, yeah, we aren't allowed to discuss these things. There's a book on the shelf called Sex at Dawn. It's a book about human sexuality through prehistory and what that perspective is. And the conclusion of the book is basically that humans aren't monogamous by nature.
Oh, yes.
And
I've heard this theory before.
But it presents all the evidence and it's like, yeah, this and this and this and this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't say that, all right, let's everyone have an orgy. Yeah. But it is basically being like,
it's like relief for like maybe like you are, you know, like a married person and like you really love your wife, but then sometimes you just like it's just hard to admit, be like, man, you know what, like this is a person I want to build my life with and stuff, but you know, maybe just one Sunday it would be nice to just fuck somebody else, like just once a month, let me just have sex with one person, like, and who's not you.
The quote that is that is from that book regarding that is just because you become a vegetarian doesn't mean that bacon stops smelling good. And so, I mean, you could be monogamous by choice, right? And just acknowledge that you're a human being that has sexual desires, but then just acknowledge the fact that it doesn't mean you're going to stop being attracted to other human beings.
Yeah.
And that's okay. America is not ready to accept that.
Yeah.
On the whole.
That's because we're not French or Italian, those dirty sexual liberals.
The French probably are a bit more free about that. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. I mean, so I've heard on TV, you know.
Right, yeah. And all of our opinions about other cultures are just shaped by Rush Hour 3. Which took place in France. There you go.
That's so funny. That is hilarious, bro.
There's a podcast I was listening to, but it's Sam Harris, if you know who Sam Harris is, does a podcast with Ricky Gervais.
Oh, wow.
And that's pretty cool.
Isn't that, that's the guy who runs Russia, right? Ricky Gervais?
It would be better off if Ricky Gervais ran Russia, actually.
Yeah, Twitch streamers in Russia would get paid.
Damn. Sam Harris has a hardline rule. You do not lie. And it's just completely, purely do not lie. There's obvious exceptions of if someone's at your door and it's like,
don't tell your 94-year-old grandma that you had a cocaine bender the night before.
I mean, if it comes up, if she's asking specifically, what drug were you using whenever you were on that bender last night? It was cocaine. Oh, okay. But yeah. And Ricky had a hard time understanding, like, you just don't lie ever. And it's like, yeah, once you just live like that, it's pretty easy, actually. It's like, but you have kids. And it's like, yeah, sometimes there's just, it doesn't mean that you give all of the truth out all of the time.
And that's my problem. I am that guy.
But it just means that there's a time and place for certain truths. And so, yeah, if your kid is like, what happens when we die? You can just be like, I don't know. That's true to an extent. And yeah, you could also be, well, your body decays. You get eaten by worms, little girl. And, you know, you don't have to
want to, you could be ashes. Yeah. Just get your affairs in order before.
Yeah. You could also be compressed into a diamond.
Yeah. Oh, damn. That's hard.
Or you could have, literally, or you could have your body put into the like roots of a tree and have it be planted. That's a cool thing. I've seen that one. Yeah.
Or you could have a Viking burial in the fucking
send you out on a boat, light it on fire.
In the Hudson.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's how I want to go out. I want a Viking burial in the Hudson.
just do it in like some rich guy's pond.
No, dude, I want the dirty, I want the New York poop water and fucking somebody dressed as fucking Green Arrow. Just
how many arrows does he have?
Who, Green Arrow?
No, I mean just the guy that's doing the. Oh yeah. So what if he misses? How many arrows does it take before? Honestly, you're like,
give him about 100 arrows, but I do want him to be into like bad. I don't want him to be a professional.
He better get started quick then. It's like they push it out. It's like, all right, go.
I want my death to feel like my life, ridiculous and hilarious. Like I want people to stand around and this guy's just missing, and then the boat is getting further and further away, and it's in the Hudson. Shit.
You know? No, well, sorry. It's just gone. It's just a corpse out there.
Really, there's just like a bomb on board with the detonator. So then he fails so many times, it gets far away. You just press the button, boom, it's done. There we go. Everybody go to fucking Furs afterwards.
This is something I wanted to ask you earlier. Now that we're somewhere else, I guess I'll ask it. But because we were talking about takes. Do you feel like something you said earlier about how I'm not an expert on this thing. I don't really need to be saying something about this, but you're also a comedian.
Yeah.
So you're just saying shit about shit anyways.
Well, yeah, actually, I like that you say that because I was actually going to bring this up when you were talking about Ricky Gervais and like how he was like responding to like, what do you mean? You just tell the truth. Like in Ricky's defense, he lies for a living.
Yeah.
So that concept is like, what? What do you mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, telling stories on stage is just
exaggerations, you know, things of that nature. So like, I don't know, like actually ask the question again. I kind of need to rethink about it.
You're a comedian and you have takes. And even if you're not an expert on things, do you just throw your takes out there willy-nilly just because comedy?
I mean, I don't really feel like I have like as far as like you know, like stage wise or whatever. I don't really, my material isn't really like rooted in that anyway. So it's not something that I do often. Like it's, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe no.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, next time you're on stage, just like, all right, well, here's what I think would happen if Ricky Gervais was the leader of Russia.
Yeah. Yeah. Like fucking. Like and I've seen it happen. Of course, I knew I was gonna see it already. Is like fucking this whole, you know, awful situation is happening, and then some fucking open mic nigga is just, oh, he's got a Russia-Ukraine joke. It's like, dude, shut up. Will you go back to poop and dick jokes? Right? Like, why are you like, I don't know. And I can't say anything because that's again, like last time we did the show, I was talking about, I do like when people like try to make the hard things funny. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, I'm just not in the mood to hear this dude who's been doing it 6 months try to make Russia and Ukraine funny.
Sure.
Like, it's just like, if he's going to be successful at it, he will. But, you know, my intuition tells me he's not.
There is a special level of tact necessary to, I mean,
like, it's like, make these jokes maybe in like 90 days, bro. Like this story just broke like 20 minutes ago. And here you come to the stage trying to, like, shut up.
Trevor Noah has a team of writers that make these jokes really nuanced. So just because you're seeing all of these really good topical today jokes on the internet doesn't necessarily mean that you can do it too.
Yeah. Like, it's cool to have takes like, you know, like as a person, as a human being, but it's like, you don't have to try to make all your takes a bit. And that's just my personal opinion because, you know, it is still an art form and I'm not trying here to police art or tell anybody how to do their art. Just saying my take.
Yes. Your take on takes. Puns, John. Where in the totem pole are puns?
For me personally?
Yeah.
I'm not, I like them like, you know, when we're having like conversations like this, but I'm not on stage. I don't try to get super punny. But I respect people who do puns. Puns are fun, but not really my style. Not really like the type of, you know, comic I want to come off as. And I have a few, maybe like 2 or 3, but it's like, you know, you see some people, their whole fucking act is just puns. And I'm just like, well, you stop. Can you please just go OD on fentanyl in the bathroom? Like,
there is a thing wrong with my brain in that in every conversation I have a sub program running that is just always looking for other words to play with.
Yeah.
And I just have, you know, puns.exe running at all times. And there's lots of times that I just don't say anything.
Really?
But,
that's interesting.
Friends and family will tell you that it just does not end. And I feel like I'm really good at it. And there's also just like no use for it. Why am I this good at puns? Why do I need to just do this all the time?
Do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah, but like,
just tweet them. Make your whole account just pun accounts. Do a pun about Russia and Ukraine.
But like, there's so much context in it. Like you've seen those tweets that are just like, just a long walk just to get to the pun.
Yeah.
And while I admire it to an extent, and me specifically, I love it also. And it's both at the same time. There was one about The Rock and like paying money or something. And I love whenever someone has just like, how can I stretch these words to their fullest extent and then tell a story just so I can say this phrase?
Thing. Yep.
And
that's how I feel about the N-word.
I admire it. And the internet has, enabled that kind of niche. Okay, here it is. Dwayne Johnson and his friend went to buy oars for a big Viking boat. The oar salesman said you can either pay $9.99 per oar, or if you buy 6 at once, it's only $5 per oar. So Johnson's friend said, Rock, pay per 6 oars. Rock, paper, scissors.
I'm not gonna lie, I got to get out of here pretty soon. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's
wow.
And my brain makes those a lot of the time. Like sometimes I'll just like puzzle with them for a while. And like sometimes someone will be telling a story and I'll like find it. And then I'll just interrupt them and be like, so you're saying it's.
Oh my God, dude.
And I hate it. I love it.
No,
I'm so proud of my puns.
Like one of my best friends is like that. And it actually, shout out to Kayvon Tagazande. He's also a comedian. You would love him, dude. He is like punny, like, dude, like on and off stage, this guy. And it's just all day, just over and over. Like I could probably scroll through some of like our group chats and he's just in there just like just punning it down. Yeah. Like, and it's just like, oh my God, will you please get a life? Like,
yeah. And I don't know if that's just something about like writing or something that would just, I think also being bilingual helps me with it too.
With the emphasis on bi.
That, I mean, sometimes you need a good dick every once in a while. But yeah, I'm constantly looking at words and how they sound and how to rearrange them.
You love the phonetics.
And even, I don't know, like as a songwriter, but at the same time, I'm not throwing puns in my songs. That's cheesy. Yeah. And I have some cheesy ass songs, but like, meh. But rap is great for puns, actually, because in the right context, you could take a stupid ass pun, but if you line it up really well, like people would be like, "Oh shit,
dude!" I was listening to it's a Currency album yesterday, and he had one. I don't remember what the exact line was, but basically the pun was gender reveal, and I lost my shit. I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" Like,
yeah,
like. I came a little bit, just a little bit.
But that's the thing. If you say that just out loud to a person in person, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like my wife hates my puns, but I've also infected her with the pun bug.
Yeah.
And so like just everyone around me is just telling me puns because I've infected them.
Yeah, dude.
With puns.
That's what Kayvon did to me, bro. Like literally, like it's like I just find myself just like do it, and I'm like, this is not who I am. Why am I doing?
Yeah, and it's just I want to infect people with the puns, but also to what end?
Because like Kayvon, he's Persian, and one time we were going down to Houston. And he was in this, at the secret group in Houston. He was on this thing, the pun off. It's called the one off pun off. And he got all dressed up. He was wearing like a fucking fez. Like he put on like a fez and shit. And I was like, dude, you need to go on stage and introduce yourself as Punjabi.
Whoa. That's really good. That's really good.
And we laughed at that for like hours. I was like, see, look, I'm punny. Like,
Yeah. And I feel like it also, especially something like that, where you make it your entire name or an album title or something. Like, I mean, you figured it out last time you were on, but like, bit depth is a pun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's a podcast that gets a bit deep, and hey, there it is. I'm just putting it in everything. And yeah, I don't think people notice them all the time, but man, puns are great. I don't know if I'm going anywhere with that, but just
I like that you're sharing that with me. That's actually interesting to know. And March 20th, I'll be at the Bricktown Comedy Club. That's it. Jokes by JON on Instagram. Please follow me. Ladies, I am respectful. Feel free to DM me, take you out for a dinner. I'll eat the pussy too. What's up, nigga?
I'm Santiago Ramones.
Jon McMillan, stand-up comedian, record producer, ignorant motherfucker.
Hell yeah. What track of yours is about to play at the end of this?
Ooh, play Bank Job.
Sweet.
Bank Job, yeah.
Clapping on $6
Can't be dealing with these jokers, I ain't Batman. She be all up on my shaft cause I'm a bad man. Pointing laughing like Nelson from the Simpsons. See you niggas, I did hit you with the hat. My desperados with me looking for a bank job. Seduced the teller and she helped me get the bank robbed. That's the lick I ever seen one on some pimp shit. Glad I'm swagging up, I needed some redemption. Give a little, give a lot, just let him have that. Couple blessings in the desert like it's bad. Body on me, I'm nicknaming it the laugh guy. Cause I be laughing on my way into the bag. Had to keep it naughty, I be on my Bob Marley. Riding with my dog, see we had to hack a donkey. Sliding down the highway when they knew it was a robbery. Made a better way by jumping in getaway car seat. How you like me now, see it's been a real party. She be on that party, drug and rob shawty. Damn, you must be bugging if you think you thugging on me. I know these niggas scheming cause their whole life is a Ponzi. Give a little, give a lot, just let them have that. Couple peasants in the desert like it's bad. Body on me, I'm nicknaming it the laugh gas. Cause I be laughing on my way into the bag.
I picked up little like 3 days before the quarantine started. Met a fat chick off the Tinder who said for an hour while playing Dead Space. It's been a real party. It's been a real party.
You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music and produce audio. The music you're hearing now is music I made. You can listen to official releases by Santiago Ramones on Spotify, Apple Music, and the other streaming places. Or you can support me directly by buying my music on Bandcamp. I'm working on Hypothetical, my first singer-songwriter album, so if you'd like to hear that at some point, there are lots of ways to support me on my website. There's a Discord server in which we discuss deep topics from the podcast, but it's also a community of beautiful human beings. All the links to all my things are on my website, santiagoramones.com. Please take a moment to rate and review the podcast. It would mean a lot to me to hear what you have to say, and it lets others know what to expect, better than I could ever explain. I want to help the world have deeper conversations, so thank you for listening to and supporting Bit Depth. I was in every podcast. My 3 things, they shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails, it's going to be okay, I might be wrong.